In today's video, I'm going to show you how I created these built-in shelves. We're visiting some family for the holidays and my sister asked me to put these together, and we were able to do so using just plywood and pallet wood. It was all scrap materials, so we were able to do it affordably and with just a couple tools. So in this video, I'll show you how we did it. Here's the steps. So this is how this space looked before we built the shelves, and you'll see how we put them together. So I started off by finding a pallet, and I'm just going to slice off the ends just to save a little bit of work when taking the nails out. So I used a circular saw and just went ahead and cut these ends off. After that, I got some help removing the boards from the middle stringer on the pallet. And I like to share a Bible verse in each of my videos, so I hope that you find this encouraging. Next, I used a circular saw to cut some sheets of plywood into the dimensions of the shelves. In our case, we're doing 3 12-inch deep shelves and then one 18-inch deep shelf that's going to serve as a desk. For most of the cuts, I did them freehand, just following the line on the board, but for this last one, I wanted a perfectly straight edge, so I used a level and some clamps to get a straight edge. I didn't capture it on video, but first we sanded down the plywood and then added some finish. This is a combination of stain and polyurethane from Minwax. That's going to be really nice. To support the shelves, I'm using 1x2s that are secured to the wall, and this is going to help hold the weight. So here I'm just marking and cutting all of these pieces on the miter saw. In this case, I cut 3 for each shelf, 1 for each side, and then 1 for the back wall. And these are just the same length as the back and sides of the sheet of plywood. Next, I went ahead and drilled a pilot hole through all of the brackets. I also used a countersink bit to try to countersink the holes a little bit. In this case, it ended up making a bit of a mess, so you can see we had to actually chisel out some of the tear out from that. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, but that is what we try to do here. Once all the support pieces were cut, I went ahead and grabbed a level and then just got these lined up on the wall. The walls here are concrete blocks, so I actually just went ahead and marked out where we need to drill a bigger hole with a small pilot. And here I just used a masonry bit to go ahead and finish drilling those pilot holes. So I did miss capturing some steps on video, but just to show you what I did here, I added one bracket on the left, the right, and then the back, and secured those to the wall, and then put the sheet on top. So I wanted to cut these in half to make them a little bit thinner, but we didn't have a table saw accessible. So I ended up having a little bit of an unsafe situation. You can see my steel toe sandals there, but we just sliced it right down the middle with a circular saw. And then here you can see once we sliced them in half, we cut them to length on the miter saw. And finally, for the last step, just going ahead and nailing these on the front of our shelves, and it turned out really, really nice. And we didn't have a nail gun, so we just used a hammer and some small nails, and it turned out great. And here are the finished shelves. I think they turned out really, really well. You can see that we covered up some of those screws with some wood filler on the bottom, which I think gave it a really nice clean look. And all in all, I'm really happy with how this project turned out. Obviously, I didn't capture quite all the steps on video, but I still hope that this was helpful in giving you a general idea of what I did and how I did it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel for more similar DIY projects in the future. Thanks for watching.